Hello, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Today I am back with a Lessons deck, but this time a little bit of a different flavor, a much more fun and I think powerful flavor of Lessons deck. This one is coming to us from somebody known as Witness Me over on MTG Goldfish. Boy, oh boy, this thing is sweet. I'm going to talk a little bit about the deck and then we're going to get into some games as usual, but you guys know the routine. If you can continue to help the channel grow, please sub up if you don't mind, and also leave a comment down below. What do you think about Lessons? Hey, Worlds is happening this weekend and I'm pretty sure the Lessons decks are one of the most represented decks. How did they do this weekend? I'm filming this before that, so do let me know down in the comments what you think about Lessons now. All right, what's going on with this deck? Well, we have two basic ideas. I guess three different little things. We have a Lessons theme, right? We're playing things like Abandon Attachments, Combustion Technique, Accumulate Wisdom, of course, the insane card that's going to allow us to get 3 cards for potentially 1 mana, and Boomerang Basics. So we were playing a total of 16 Lessons. We were also playing Gran-Gran, who synergizes very well with Lessons and also non-creature spells. She's going to give us a discount as long as there are 3 or more Lessons in the graveyard. The second sub-theme that I'm sure you've been seeing quite a bit of is the Storm Chaser's Talent along with Boomerang Basics. Of course, these two work very well. You're going to throw out your Storm Chaser's Talent, bring it back with the Boomerang Basics, and then continue to make a big board of otters, which then are going to get pumped up when you cast out your instant speed and your sorcery speed stuff. Do we have sorcery speed stuff? Yes, we do. And then the other theme, the cooler theme, is of course the Abhorrent Oculus / Benevolent River Spirit. We are also trying to reanimate some stuff. We are playing 4 copies of Fear of Missing Out. This card is going to allow us to put cards into our graveyard, along with Abandoned Attachments, which requires us to discard a card. Well, we discard the Abhorrent Oculus, or we discard the Benevolent River Spirit, and then we bring it back with our 4 copies of Helping Hand, 1 CMC white spell, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield tapped. The Benevolent River Spirit is going to be pretty great. It's a 4/5 flying ward 2 creature. It enters, it scries 2. That's going to be pretty hard for a lot of opponents to deal with. But, of course, the main target is going to be the Abhorrent Oculus. This thing is insane. It's a 5/5 flying creature. It says at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, manifest a dread. So if we are able to maybe put an Oculus onto the field, get a Benevolent River Spirit underneath one of those manifests, well, we can flip that manifest over for 2 blue mana, and then suddenly we also get a different way of getting this card onto the battlefield. So this one is a pretty fun deck. We're going to take it into the arena and see how it plays out in best of 1 standard. See you over there. Okie dokie, Weedy G is our first opponent, starting off with this Lessons Oculus deck. Hopefully it ends up working out for us. Opening hand looks okay. We can use the Fear of Missing Out to pitch the Abhorrent Oculus into the graveyard and then hopefully try to find a helping hand to reanimate it. At least that's going to be the plan. Weedy, number 251. You'll notice that I am actually in Diamond now. Last video was the Jeskai Artifacts deck, and I ended up playing that deck just honestly not that much more. I played like 6 games on my phone. I lost 1 game. Then I played 12 games on the computer, which is maybe the I'm not sure if I put that on the thumbnail yet. I haven't made the thumbnail yet, but I did take a picture of that 12-0 thing. It's absolutely insane. I rocketed through Platinum with that deck. Highly recommend that you try out Jeskai Artifacts if you're looking to be try hard. Let's get to Mythic as quickly as we can. It's absolutely insane. Okay, I don't know what we are up against, but I guess we can pitch the Abhorrent Oculus. That's fine. We get in for 1 with Gran-Gran, and I think I probably want to put out the Fear of Missing Out, throwing away a Combustion Technique because I don't feel like that's going to be too valuable, and we need to find a land. Obviously, it's always these pesky lands. Weedy G is playing, what is this? What is this mana base? It's 4 color. 4 color. Oh, what did I say about the Combustion Technique? Kind of need it now. Thankfully, we can blast this before it gets too out of control. And now I guess we get in with Gran-Gran. Find us a land, Granny. But she does find us the Accumulate Wisdom. So I suppose we throw away the Abandoned Attachments. We keep the Boomerang Basics because that's going to be a pretty powerful card to bounce the next threat that the opponent plays out. And then surely These accumulate wisdoms will find me the lands that I need. How could you not find a land drawing 4 cards a turn, right? Or a Boride. That's going to be a pretty good Boomerang Basics target. So I am going to stick to the plan of accumulating wisdom. We find the land that we need. So we want to bounce this with that. Is it actually Sacred Foundry? Yes, it's actually Sacred Foundry. This is insane. So we play this. We bounce the Ouroboride. We helping hand back the Oculus. We attack in with Gran-Gran and the Fear of Missing Out. And I guess we can pitch the Spire Bluff Canal. And look at this board state. This is insane. Oculus finds a useless land, but it's a 2/2. And if they just end up putting out the Ouroboride for their turn, that's not going to be good enough. A really interesting deck that the opponent's playing over there. I know there are decks that are playing like Quantum Riddler and Ouroboride in Simic, but adding in white and red is a little bit unusual. Weedy G, number 251. Are you roping us because we bounced your Ouroboride after killing your Warden of the Grove? Is this a salty rope from a 251 player? Okay, we are definitely getting salty roped over there. Let's check our graveyard. We have instant land and sorcery in the graveyard. We need to put a creature in the graveyard to get double combat with our Fear of Missing Out. And I think I would be remiss to do that. So let's play the Fear of Missing Out. We will pitch the Benevolent River Spirit, I suppose. There's no way I'm going to cast that. And then we should be able to double attack with the Abhorrent Oculus to wipe them out, if the opponent ever shows up again. Okay, after a little bit of a rope, the Fear of Missing Out goes in. Pitch that. Let's move to combat. Let's get frisky. Man, I can't believe I'm getting a rope game right off the bat from a Mythic player. Man, I don't know, maybe it's tilting to lose to a pesky diamond player. But look at this. All right, get in there. That is a great opening performance from this deck. I love Oculus. I have a friend who really likes it. I think it's a sweet card. I want to play it more. I really wish it saw more play in the format, but maybe a little bit too slow. I had fun. Weedy didn't. Let's hope these games go that smoothly, because that was awesome. Lucy Plays Magic is up next. We are against a Diamond player, not a Mythic player this time. And we get the opening Gran-Gran. You always want to see Gran-Gran in the opening hand. If she can start attacking in, if the opponent doesn't have any board state in those early turns, whew, Gran-Gran gets some action done. Optimistic Scavenger, though, from the opponent is going to be a problem for us, because they might end up loading it up with a bunch of enchantments. And if they hit it with a Shelter by Ghost this turn, we are really in trouble. Optimistic, or Nowhere to Run, is pretty bad, because obviously it kills our Gran-Gran and pumps up their Optimistic Scavenger. But we do have this opening where we can blast the Optimistic Scavenger with the Combustion Technique. They're down to 3 cards. We have a second Combustion Technique in hand. Oh, maybe we can keep them. Oh, okay. So these decks have moved into playing Nowhere to Run. I did not expect that. Now I don't know what to do. I think it's probably safe just to play out the River Pyre Verge, put out the Storm Chaser's Talent, and then we'll see how things work out. If I want to Combustion Technique, or if I want to abandon attachments, throw away the Sacred Foundry. I want to get obviously 3 lessons in the graveyard so that I can do this. I actually just watched this episode yesterday, where they visit the library in Avatar. I'm still enjoying Avatar season 2. I'm going a little bit slower. I don't know, maybe you can relate to this. I tend to watch media that I don't care about very quickly. So if it's just like a throwaway show, I just put it on over on the side and it just plays, right? However, if it is media that I Are we just drawing a bunch of cards here this turn? I think we are. We'll hit the tiny bones. If it's suddenly a show that I want to watch, I slow way down and I start wanting to pay attention to it. And because I want to pay attention to it, what that means is that I tend to not watch the show very often because I have to start watching with better intent. I actually have to sit down and pay attention to everything that's happening in the show. And then I just end up not watching anything. Doorkeeper's Thrall. Man, that's cool art. I don't know if I've ever seen that. So they're going to be able to stop our fear of missing out. And they're gaining life now. I can hit... Well, let's see what's underneath the Accumulate Wisdom, I suppose. If it's a Gran-Gran, it's not a Gran-Gran. Have we pitched anything nasty? We have not. So we do have a Gran-Gran in the graveyard. We can do a lot of different things here. I have a feeling that I want to throw things away with... I want to throw things away with the fear of missing out, right? If I want to do the helping hand to bring back Gran-Gran, I need to shock myself for 2, which is not such a big deal. I can do that. Then it's going to give me a little bit of a discount, but I'm not going to actually benefit from that discount because I'm only going to be able to do the combustion technique. But then Gran-Gran will be around for next turn. Maybe it's okay. I don't want to hemorrhage too much life, though. Sorry, opponent. Sorry. Okay. We're going to do this. I don't know if this is right, but I think Gran-Gran is actually probably pretty important. And then we will not combust. Yeah, let's do it now. Let's do it now. It's fine. Get it off the field, pass the turn to the opponent. I could bounce this. No, we might need to bounce this skeleton at some point, so we'll wait. Optimistic Scavenger also going to be a bit of a problem, but they are down to 1 card. If I get rid of this, though, suddenly they have the case of the Stashed Skeleton. Oh, Gran-Gran down, Gran-Gran down. And they're going to hit me for 4. Okay. So now we need a lot of help. That's pretty good help, though. So from here, we can... I think we have to blast this. And do we just bounce the Optimistic Scavenger? Probably not. I think it's putting out the... We're going to have to put out the fear of missing out as a blocker. I think that's fine. Okay, fear of missing out onto the field. I don't think they're going to find anything too scary. If they... I say that. Island for an island. Fine. Okay, they found nothing. They do solve the case, so now they can use this case to good effect. But this is okay. Our hand looks okay. Let's put out the fear of missing out. Draw a new card from this island. And I might be at the point where I'm just going to start spinning the Boomerang Basics into something new. Let's see what we get from this. Draw a card. Accumulate Wisdom. Great. So let's... Storm Chaser's Talent. Storm Chaser's Talent. I'm going to attack in with the fear of missing out. Untap that. And I think I'm not going to do a second attack here because I'm at 4 life. What? See, they have to... I'm going to ease up. They have to pay 2 to do this. So if they draw land, they can go and get their Corpse of the Lost and play it out. However, they just found the Corpse of the Lost straight up and play it like this. But I think that's okay because they don't really have a good attack here. Do I take 3 damage? Do I kill them next turn? No block. What? Why oops? Why did the opponent say oops? I'm scared now. Oh, Jiminy. Oh, Jiminy. It's so bad. Okay. Though that was not supposed to be 3 lands. Oh god. Okay. Accumulate Wisdom. Helping Hand is okay, but it's actually not really okay because we can't cast it out because I took too much damage. So then we play out the Storm Chaser's Talent. I don't think I have enough damage, do I? And I may as well put the starting town down, but the starting town is not going to do anything. I'm going to attack in like this, untap the Otter, untap the other Otter. This is not GG. Okay, and if I attack now, they have to block with the Optimistic Scavenger, but it only leaves me back with one blocker. So I don't think I'm brave enough to... No attack. I'm not brave enough to do this. Maybe I should have left the Fear of Missing Outs untapped here. Call me maybe crazy to do it the way I did it. Let's see what did they... It all depends on what they drew. However, they do have this. Maybe, you know what they were expecting? They were saying GG. They were going to crack this, go get a Shelter by Ghost to take my last blocker to get to 2 damage in. But leaving 2 blockers behind makes this impossible. But it's still a good play by the opponent if they do go and get the Shelter by Ghost. I mean, I'm in trouble. I drawing 3 lands there was not great. Okay, so I think that's their plan. They also get the Corpse of the Lost back, so I basically have to win on the next turn. Yeah. They take a Fear of Missing Out. I'd be much more... I don't know. What do you take here? Maybe an Otter? Okay. I have to chump block with the Otters. But... yeah, so we're still in a bad spot, right? Corpse of the Lost goes back to hand. They lose 1 life. We don't have... Oh my god, these draws. These draws are so horrid. We don't have an Abhorrent Oculus in the graveyard. I only have 1 way of discarding currently. I can level this up to get the Accumulate Wisdom back, but I don't think that's going to be good enough. Okay, let's do this. Also, there's the Abhorrent Oculus. Okay, Abhorrent Oculus is actually going to be pretty good here. So we put this fella onto the field. This fella's going to be a lot of blocking. Let's get rid of 1 Gran-Gran. This. I guess it's fine to do it this way. We also have like a free attack with... This is crazy. Keep the Boomerang Basics, I think. We do have free attacks with the... No, we don't have free attacks now because I took things out of the graveyard like a fool. But we do make something with the Oculus. Maybe I should have put out the River Pyre. Oh, I shouldn't have left that on the top 2. What was I thinking? I knew I was going to pitch that into the graveyard. So we do have good blockers. They do have the Corpse of the Lost, though. So if they play that out, they're going to be attacking with 3 creatures. I got to put a lot of power in front of these creatures. One of them is going to be a 4-3. A 3-2. Okay, yeah, because they only have 1 Lord. So this has to go here. This has to go here. This has to go here. And we still have the problem of the 5-3. The 5-3 skeleton that's coming at us. They're also going to return the Corpse of the Lost back. Okay. Maybe should have double blocked. I should have accounted for that coming in. Shard Mage's Rescue. And they're up to 17 life, which is a bigger problem than anything. So we do have double attacks now. How much damage we have? We have 10. We're 16 damage. We're 1 damage short. And I don't think I can find 1 damage. So let's use this to bounce back. Okay, Gran-Gran's okay. If I crack this, I can go and get a Combustion. And I can smoke this skeleton. I think that's probably the way to go. Wow, this turned into a game, hasn't it? Or do I grab... I could just bounce the one that's attacking me for a lot of damage. I could bounce that one with the boomerang basics. But I think I'm okay just chump blocking. I think I'm okay with that. We'll throw down Gran-Gran. That's fine. We blast the 3/3. Are we going to hold out on 1 life? Let's put out the River Pirates. Fine. And am I attacking all? I am definitely attacking with these two. And I think I'm going to untap the Abhorrent Oculus and leave it back as a blocker. Because they're still stuck at... They're still stuck at 3 mana. 3 mana is pretty tough for them. They don't have a way of doing 1 direct damage to me. There, they found 1 more. That's not going to be good enough. Whoa! Okay, so I really wonder if I, like, misplayed something somewhere here. I'd rather do that. I really wonder if I misplayed somewhere where I wasn't able to find lethal. But, oh, wow, what a good game. We will give you the good game now. GG, opponent. Nice. I don't think there's anything they can possibly do. Wow, wow, wow. We held them off. We go in with our last attacker. That's it. Lucy plays Magic. That was such a fun game of Magic. Oh, man. Again, I feel like there was something somewhere that maybe a choice that I made that led me into a weirder spot that I needed to be in. But yeah, the resilience, staying at 1 life. It's so exhilarating when that happens, right? I will say, Lucy plays Magic. That early good game when you were trying to... I saw you. I could see what you were trying to do. You were trying to coax me into attacking and leaving 1 blocker back. This guy has gotten killed by too many all-out swings to know that he has to leave more blockers back than they feel comfortable leaving back. It's just a thing that I know has to happen now. I like that land. That's a cool land. Gran-Gran immediately getting bounced back to hand. Uh-oh, we got a gamer here. What is that about, opponent? Okie dokie. Well, do I want to put Gran-Gran out or a Fear of Missing Out? Let's get Gran-Gran back on the field. Sure. Gran-Gran's back. If you want to counter Gran-Gran with your No More Lies, that's fine. If you want to bounce poor Gran-Gran. Malcolm to the field. Okay, so we are against an Azorius Tempo Flash deck by the looks of things. Malcolm is one of these cards that I don't play enough. I think I mentioned that the last time Malcolm appeared on the field. So they get to draw and discard, and they put an Ademi in the graveyard. That's cool. So we do have our mana. Do I want to try to get rid of Malcolm? Honestly, yeah. I think Malcolm's going to be a bit of a problem. It's going to let them filter too much of their stuff. Yikes. Big yikes. Okay. Well, Gran-Gran on the field. Maybe this one's not going to go as smoothly. But you better believe that I'm going to try to blast it with this combustion technique next turn. Okay, let's get in with Gran-Gran and try to draw a card that is going to be a good reanimation target for this helping hand. That's the key here. They might have a flash creature. We don't find it. So I think I'm okay throwing away the starting town. No flash? There's the flash. Ademi. So I think it's okay to blast Ademi with the combustion technique to save Gran-Gran. That was always the plan. We wanted to keep that. They can, of course, give Malcolm hexproof and that stuff. So we couldn't get Malcolm, but this is an okay approach. Fear of Missing Out. You know what? I'm going to go with the Fear of Missing Out just to draw something. And I'll throw away the other Fear of Missing Out. That's going to give this Fear the ability to do the double attack on the next turn. And if they don't have anything annoying, then we can probably get in pretty nicely. Although they do have the Restless Anchorage sitting there. I'm pretty sure Restless Anchorage is 3 to start up. Yeah. So we don't have a comfortable attack, but I suppose I do attack in with the Fear of Missing Out. This time Gran-Gran's not going to go in because I don't really want to throw away Gran-Gran. Tishana's Tidebinder. Unexpected. Okay. Do you want to block with it? No blocks. Okay. So let's just Storm Chaser's Talent. And maybe, as crazy as this sounds, especially since, wait, what does this card do? Return creature or vehicle, not enchantment. Is this going to be a level 3 Storm Chaser's Talent game? Is that what we're doing? I didn't realize that I was down to such low life. I guess Malcolm's been hitting me, and I've been doing some damage to myself with these shock lands. So I think I have to take a little bit of an L there. This time, though, I can attack in with the Gran-Gran, and I need to find, of course, we need to find a reanimation target. We have this Helping Hand sitting here. So if we attack in with the Gran-Gran, the Restless Anchorage might get turned on, and then we can go there. However, are they... Okay, I gotta read this. When Malcolm does combat damage, draw a card, put a chorus on it. Draw a card, then discard it. If there are 4 or more chorus... Okay, so now they are at the position where they can start getting value with Malcolm. They don't have to discard the card. A Tishana's Tidebinder. Oh my god, it's so bad. Okay, it's fine though. So I think this... I actually don't know how it works. Let's find out. I think if I kill the Tishana, this disappears, right? So I still get the ability... Oh, no. That wasn't supposed to happen, because I need Gran-Gran on the field to get the Abhorrent Oculus in the graveyard. That's brutal. So now is the plan to actually bring back the fear of missing out so that I don't die. I'm getting hit for 6 in the air, and Gran-Gran's going to have to chump block. So I'm actually in a horrific spot. If they load up, I think I have to do this. I have to get this on the field, pitch the Oculus, and then try to do something soon. If that map allows them to put a +1/+1 counter on the Siren Spyglass and they have a land in hand, we're dead. Gran-Gran's jumping in front of the Tishana. Okay, it's just a land. Still, they can hit us for 6 this turn. And I don't have... I mean, we're done. We're toast, right? I would be surprised if they didn't load up the Anchorage here. Yeah, there it is. So we would have 1 turn to crack back and kill them, but that's not going to happen. Gran-Gran goes down. We're down to 1. We do have good attacks with the fear of missing out, but they're at 15. What are we going to do here? What are we doing here? What are we doing? Cool. This tempo deck... Oh, what am I saying? They don't draw it. They just get to use it, right? Just play it without discarding it. That's cool. Or without paying for its mana. Yikes, yikes, yikes. All right. Little bit late. GG, opponent. Yeah. Tempo decks are dirty. The amount of bouncing that they were doing those early turns really shut us down. And I think even if we got an Abhorrent Oculus on the field, them being able to bounce off or into the Floodmaw, or you assume they probably have Boomerang somewhere in their deck as well, really makes things tough. Okay, a little bit of a bad loss from that last opponent. I felt kind of like I got just kind of dunked on. All right, this time, again, we have our opening Gran-Gran. If you see an opening Gran-Gran, you gotta hope it's good enough. You know what? I haven't been saying hello to my opponents, and maybe that's a weakness. They have a Bastronaut. So, you know what? Gran-Gran, oh my god. So this is the dream right here. You go first, you have your Gran-Gran, you pitch your Oculus, you attack them for 1, you do a little slap to the face old Chandra over there. And then you put this out on white. You pay your 2 life because it's totally worth paying for. And you probably get an early concede from the opponent. What do they do in this position, right? I didn't think about that. That's a nice little synergy. When you do the Oculus, you look at 2 cards, you put one of them in your graveyard, you put one of them on the field. You can start filling your graveyard up with lesson cards. And why didn't I notice that before? Of course that's going to work. I usually you get the Oculus on the field and then the game is just over like that. So I didn't really notice it too many times before, but that's a nice little thing to note. That's how you get a turn 2 win in Standard, boys. That's faster, confirmed faster than Craterhoof Behemoth. Okay, Fallen Hero this time. Let's see if we get a attentive opponent. Who knows what happened with the last opponent? A little bit weird that they would, who knows what happened there. It's just so weird. We get to go first, but unfortunately, because the River Pyre Verge doesn't make blue mana, we are actually not able to do the turn 2 thing. Just a little bit of an awkward thing. So we got to aim for a turn 3 Oculus, unfortunately. We'll put out the Sacred Foundry to save a little bit of life. This gives us our Mountain Plains thing. So next turn we can put the River Pyre Verge onto the field. We'll have our blue mana there, and then we'll have probably nothing to do with the mana. We need Gran-Gran to survive, and the opponent on black is terrifying to me because black. Black kills things. Oh, they don't have anything. So let's get in. They also could be a Dimir list, so it's possible that they have the ability to let Gran-Gran attack. Let Gran-Gran attack. Come on, come on, come on, come on. It's not such a big deal. She's just a harmless old lady. What could she possibly summon into the world? Gran-Gran's she's doing some demon magic. She gets, oh, here it is. Wow. It's terrifying. Gran-Gran. Oh, and Gran-Gran survives? Oh, no. So now, do I have the balls to try to cast my Helping Hand to get the Abhorrent Oculus onto the field? I wish they would do something. Do something, opponent. Fallen Hero, making my life difficult. If you have it, you just do it, right? You just do it. They never have the counterspell. Dimir, they could play Dispelling Exhale, I think is the one that I would expect the most from blue-black. Whoa, it lands. Okay, now they might just have... Sorry, that wow was something else. They might have a kill spell. I was going to say they might have a Shoot the Sheriff, but they just have literally nothing. Opponent, what is going on over there? A Duress? Yeah, sure. You hit the Boomerang basics, of course. But this board is terrifying, isn't it? Okay, a River Churn Monument. That's good, but it's not really going to be enough. Now, does black play a way of wiping the board for 4 mana? And I'm going to say they don't. And watch me be proven wrong immediately. Am I also going to go out with the Fear of Miss? They don't have anything, right? They can, I think for 4 mana, they are able to deal, destroy 2 CMC creatures. I think there's like a spell that would allow them to do that. But I don't think there is a 4 mana spell that would allow them to wipe the board. I think I should have put that in the graveyard, because that would have turned on my fear of missing out. Show me that I'm wrong, that there's a 4 CMC way of wiping the board in black and blue. And I don't think there is. The only one that's coming to mind is something like that Black Sun something from Avatar, which is like black X, where you destroy all creatures of X cost and below, lose their toughness, destroy all creatures. So, or lose their abilities and destroy all creatures. So they could have done that. They could have destroyed a good number of things, but they would have still had the 10 damage to deal with in the air. I don't think they had a way of dealing with the Oculuses and the rest of the things. So cool. Dreadnought Meeg. Okay. Opening hand. Oh, this hurts, right? But I think we can try it. We're going to try this one. The Accumulate Wisdoms, the Abhorrent Oculus, the Abandon Attachments, more importantly, going to be pretty good. So I think next turn, probably our plan is Abandon Attachments, Abhorrent Oculus pitch, try to draw the Helping Hand to reanimate it. Lots of people playing this deck. Now I think we shift, though, because leaving an Optimistic Scavenger on the field is actually quite terrifying. I think when you have the opportunity just to blast it right off the bat, you kind of go for it. Wonderweave Aerialist also going to be a problem for us. I don't think there's any world where I don't put out the starting town. And I may as well abandon attachments, get this into the graveyard. We find a Gran-Gran, which our mana tapped. I should have known that. One CMC white spell, or not white spell, blue spell is the only thing we're going to do. So we definitely should have tapped red and this. So that was on me. And I'm getting dunked on the... So last week I played this deck that the opponent's on. This deck is so good. Thankfully, we can try... Oh, do they have the Shard Mage's Rescue? Nice. This deck's so good. It's budget friendly. It's super powerful. We're dead. Absolutely dead to this. Probably this turn. I'm sure they can find... They just need one enchantment. They have one enchantment. It gives them whatever the enchantment plus the extra damage from the 2 ethereal armors. Okay, that doesn't do it. That does it. All right, at least it was quick. Yes, this deck is so strong. Absolutely love it. I highly recommend go back and check out my Friday video. The 8 rares, and you're good. You can get away with even 4 rares with just like the Helpful Weaver. You can get away playing this deck with no rares, and it's still strong. So this Auras deck is absolutely real. Go check that one out. Feeling a little bit like a used car salesman there. Taking that horrible loss and spinning it into a positive thing for myself. Like, hey, go check out that other video where I did that. I played that deck before. Opening hand looks okay, but we are going to be taking some damage. I think I'm willing to put out the Storm Chaser's Talent right off the bat, just in case we start finding like boomerangs and maybe we can go wide. That's one thing we haven't seen yet, is the wide otter board yet. It happens. It's strong. It's great. Ooh, we're facing off green against green. Haven't seen too much green. Okay, we do have that, but we also don't have any ways of getting it in the graveyard yet. Do I want to just blast this Paw Patch right now? The thing about the Paw Patch is that it becomes very annoying very quickly. However, if they have a turn 2 Badger Mole Cub, I'm going to really regret using my combustion technique on that. Let's see if I pay the price. This card's just really... just a thorn in my side. Ooh, it's rabbits! Rabbits are here. Bye-bye. Oh, bye-bye. Put that out tapped. We get our mana nice and fixed now, and maybe we can get up to 3 accumulate wisdom soon enough. Yeah, there we go. So this is pretty great because this is going to do a couple of different things. This is going to allow us to reanimate the River Spirit. We're going to fix the top of our deck with the Scries here. Gran-Gran's good. Gran-Gran means next turn we can accumulate wisdom or abandon attachments for less mana. I tack in for 3. We put this out on blue, I think, probably. Blue seemed, I think I mentioned it before, blue is the more important color. And yeah, Paw Patch, thankfully the opponent's stumbling on mana. They do get the Scry this time with the Valley Quest color, and they get in for 2, not a big deal. So let's do it. Let's do the cool thing. Boom, 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 boom. Oh my god, it's ridiculous, right? This is where the deck just feels like it's cheating. It doesn't. This doesn't matter. This is so busted. You got to cheat. That's where we are in standard, modern day standard. You cheat your way to a victory every single... Did you see how many actions I did on that turn? Just what a wonderful way to end the video. It's crazy that I can play. I am kind of curious. What did I do there? I put out Gran, accumulate wisdom, abandon attachments, helping hand, and I brought back an Oculus. 6 actions in one turn. Mind you, it was turn 5. Hey, turn 5 format. Not bad. Healthy. All right, so is it splashing, Jeskai, whatever you want to call it? Oculus is a very fun deck. Obviously, you can get run over. We kind of got dominated in the game against the mono white auras, and then against the Azorius Tempo deck, the Flash deck, they kind of had our number the whole time. Like, we didn't have any chance in that game. But there were other games where this deck just absolutely stomped on the opponent. And then there were the games where we had that good back and forth against the Lucy deck. The Orzhov Skeletons felt like a great game. So I think this deck can do a little bit of everything. It can stay in there and it can duel. It can obviously get some good quick wins. Like anything, you're going to get run over from time to time. It's just the way Magic is right now. But this deck is cool. Also, it's not as expensive as a lot of decks that I play. These cards are all common or uncommon. Fear of Missing Out, fantastic rare craft. You have this in your library, you're going to use it in some decks. Storm Chaser's Talent, fantastic rare craft. If you have it in some of your, if your library, if you have it in your library, you're going to play it in some of your decks. I almost did the thing where I said the same thing twice in a row. It didn't work out. And then the only like slightly sketchy craft is the 4 mythic cards for Abhorrent Oculus. However, I really enjoy this card. You can play this card in older formats. It's not going to be A or B tier deck, but it's going to be pretty fun, and it is powerful enough. There are other ways of reanimating your Abhorrent Oculus in older formats, I believe. So yeah, kind of a cool card. Again, a friend of mine does play Abhorrent Oculus from time to time in Historic, does well with it. It's fun to do. So I don't think it's the worst craft. It's the one that's like a little bit on the fence, though, a little bit on edge. And then of course, unfortunately, you have your 8, 12, 16, 20 lands, but you should have your lands. So that's where everything kind of falls apart. And I guess it's 17, right? No, 19 lands. Unfortunately, if you want to play 2 or 3, especially 3-color deck, you're going to have lands. And I think crafting, especially Sacred Foundry, fantastic craft. Your River Pyre Verge is probably going to be pretty good. Spirebuff Canals, although I don't know when they rotate out. I don't know if Sacred Foundry is going to be in the format for a very long time, but Spirebluff Canal might rotate out in the next set of rotations, but that's like a year away. So I think getting your Fastlands is going to be good. And then Fastlands are also going to be a key card if you ever go back and play some of the older formats like Pioneer or Historic or Timeless. Timeless, I don't know. Historic, definitely, and Pioneer, definitely. Starting Town, Multiversal Passage, these ones are a little bit more questionable because once we get our other Shocklands, because we will be getting the blue-red Shockland at some point, it'll probably replace Starting Town. Probably this card's a little bit annoying that it's only on the first, second, and third turn, but it does make any mana, but it does cost you life. I don't know. We'll see what the mana base ends up looking like. So that's the problem. But you probably, if you're playing if you're playing Jeskai, maybe you already have the mana base. So that's why I usually tend to focus on these cards. I think the cost of this deck is not so bad, so you could definitely play it. The power level is, it's a 4 out of 5, maybe a 3.5 out of 5. It's not the strongest thing you could be doing in the format by any means, but it is quite powerful. Consistency is pretty good, actually. I think a lot of the games I ended up finding my pieces, and the reason why the consistency of the deck is good is because Abandoned Attachments lets you cycle through cards. Fear of Missing Out lets you cycle. Accumulate Wisdom, finding, drawing 3 cards, fantastic. Boomerang Basic onto the Storm Chaser's Talent, going to find you a lot of cards. So you're drawing a ton of cards, so it's pretty consistent in that respect. Affordability, we just talked about it. It's, a 2.5, a 3 out of 5 on affordability. I think it is extremely fun. I would say it's a 5 out of 5 deck for fun. And so overall, I think this is a deck that I would love to see more people playing, or at least some kind of shell. I think the Lessons have really breathed a lot of life into an archetype that wasn't really doing much, and it's maybe doing a lot at Worlds this weekend. This is a highly represented deck, so we're going to see some different brews from the pros after this weekend, which may make this video invalid, but it is what it is. That's enough rambling for this one. This video probably went a little bit long, I suspect, but it is what it is. Take care for now. Enjoy whatever you're enjoying. Sarang e ipana, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.